Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Wednesday, December the 2nd, 2020. On today's show, I'll give my updated thoughts. Gamecocks obviously going throughout the coaching search. I'll let you guys know what I'm hearing, as it sounds like South Carolina is nearing naming its next head football coach in the coming days. Also, it is Wednesday. We're talking gambling. Best bet for South Carolina, Kentucky. Gamecocks going on the road to Lexington in their season finale. I'll break down that game and give you guys the best bet when South Carolina takes on the Wildcats. Also, SEC gambling picks as I try to bounce back from what was a very rough week last week during rivalry week. I'll go down the list, a ton of games, a packed slate of games this weekend in the SEC. So a lot to get into here on a Wednesday, guys. And it's all brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, superior moving service. They bring care and attention other companies can't offer because they're just too busy maintaining trucks and profiting off of them instead of focusing on service. Guys, service is what separates Upstate Movers Group from the competition. They're not a trucking company. They are a moving services company, and they're also employee-owned co-op. Their movers are paid twice the industry average, and everyone on the crew is just as invested in the success of the project as you are. They have dedicated professional crew members, and they offer black glove service. They offer end-to-end packing services, custom crating and packaging for special items, and cleaning services as well. They're founded by Greenville natives and University of South Carolina alumni, guys, so a Gamecock-owned small business. They also offer 20 years of project management moving experience, and they can offer logistics and solutions that traditional moving companies, guys, simply do not have the skills for. Guys, whether you're in the upstate, the state of South Carolina, if you have any moving needs, because we all know how much a pain in the butt moving can be, right? You lose things, you break things. You simply don't want to do it. Contact my friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. And if you have any questions, concerns, whatever it may be, whether you're in the upstate or across the state of South Carolina, check out their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That is upstatemoversgroup.com. The show is also brought to you by our friends over at Southern Oaks Remodeling. Guys, locally and family owned, over 15 years of experience. They specialize in roofing, windows, doors, siding, and additions, and they're serving the greater Columbia area. Guys, it is the holiday season. If you've been putting off any remodeling projects, any projects around the house, whatever it may be, guys, Southern Oaks Remodeling is the way to go, and now is the perfect time to knock that out. You can check out some of their work on social media. They're on Instagram, Facebook, every single social media platform you can think of. Also, of course, their website. And if you have any questions, give them a call, 803-899-0284. That's 803-899-0284. Guys, also another Gamecock-owned small business. So again, guys, Gamecocks helping Gamecocks. We're all about that here on the Spurs Up Show. And again, whatever the project is, whatever you have in mind, they can do it. Roofing, windows, doors, siding, additions. They can take care of any project that you have in mind. And like I said, guys, we're in the holiday season. This is the perfect time to knock it out. Hey, treat yourself, right? Make the excuse. It's the holidays. I'm going to treat myself, remodel my home, get that project done I've been putting off for so long. Again, that's our friends over at Southern Oaks Remodeling. Check them out on social media. Go to their website or give them a call, 803-899-0284. That's 803-899-0284. Let's get it. Hey guys, I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. Got a packed show here, a lot to talk about here as I break down the coaching search. We're talking gambling, of course. It is a Wednesday, but guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Hoping you're having a fantastic week. I know I am. It's getting a little chilly in the city. Obviously, Christmas season is here, and the weather is certainly cooling off. I know Tuesday afternoon, man, I was freezing my tail off. I'm more of a summer guy, to be totally honest with you guys. I'm not a big winter person. I mean, it is what it is. I do love the Christmas season, but the cold weather can kick rocks. And, man, Tuesday was no exception. Couldn't even hardly step outside without freezing your tail off. But, guys, again, hope you're having a fantastic week. Thank you so much for tuning in here on a Wednesday, guys. Got a lot to get into. First things first, before we go any further, I do want to say thank you to you guys so much for making November a massive, massive success. So if you guys remember a few weeks ago, after October ended, I gave you guys the update. We actually set the record for the business all-time in podcast downloads for the month in the month of October. It was around 32,800 something or whatever. Awesome month. Great stuff. I was ecstatic with the numbers, and I truly appreciate you guys for that. I want to give you guys another kudos, another update as well, and a thank you from the bottom of my heart, a genuine thank you, because November was another record-breaking month for the Spurs Up Show, not just podcast downloads-wise either. So we did break that previous set record in October. November, we had 33,381 podcast downloads, which is awesome, averaging over 1,000 downloads a day. When you think about it, there was one less day, and I think one less show as well, in the month of November. So awesome stuff. Again, I genuinely, truly appreciate you guys. I cannot stress how thankful I am and how just grateful I am for you guys taking the time to tune in, consume the content, share the content. You know, I tell you guys all the time, and I do that because I really am thankful, and I want you guys to know that. Without you guys, the Spurs Up Show would not be what it is. We also set another record, by the way, and we absolutely shattered this record. I'm sure that we have the coaching search, all that to thank, but we set the record in November for website views, okay? So our website, thespursupshow.com, the previous record, I think, was around like 30,000 or so. In the month of November, November 1st to November 30th, 50,558 website views, guys. Again, thank you so much, guys. It was a successful November. We also hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. A great month for the business, a great month for the content. I think things are only going up from here. And again, what's been a tumultuous, crazy, up and down 2020, and we're in the last month of 2020. I know a lot of us are ready to see the year of 2020 go by the wayside and get into 2021. I just want to say thank you to you guys for continuing to support, to show love, to show the content love, and it just means the world to me. So thank you guys again so much. We could not do what we do without your love and support, and you guys taking the time to engage in the content, man. I'm truly, genuinely so appreciative, and I just wanted to express that to you guys. So thank you again so much, and thank you for tuning in today. We got a lot to get into. I want to start with the coaching search and more so sort of echo some comments I had on social media on Tuesday and just kind of let you guys know what I'm hearing on this coaching search right now. No, I don't have anything breaking or any crazy breaking news right now. But from what I'm hearing, I will tell you guys, just sitting right here Tuesday, December the 2nd, where I stand right now, it sounds like South Carolina is going to make a decision by the end of the week. Do we hear the official announcement end of week? I'm not sure, but I'm thinking probably by next Monday or Tuesday at the latest. I think we're going to know who the head football coach is at the University of South Carolina. I'll tell you guys from what I'm hearing on my end, because you heard over the weekend some rumblings start to come out about financials as far as what Shane Beamer has been offered, stuff like that. Per my sources and guys I've talked to, it sounds like Billy Napier was actually offered, or wants, no, I shouldn't say offered. He wants $5 million per year for 5 years, and he wants his assistants to be the highest paid assistants in the SEC. Versus Shane Beamer, it sounds like, wants $3 million per year for 4 years, and he wants that extra money to go to his assistants to make sure he gets top-notch assistants, because he knows, and this is according to my source again, Shane Beamer knows that if they win, everybody's going to get paid, which is a very good philosophy, and it's very true, because if you do win, you're going to get an extension, you're going to get a raise. That's a given, right? Look at Dabo Swinney. I hate to bring up Clemson, but look at what he's done. I mean, the man has gotten absolutely paid now since they started winning. And I think financials is certainly going to play a part in this coaching search for South Carolina. I think it'd be foolish to think that it's not going to play, a fairly major role in this. I mean, you pay your head coach, 13 to 15 million, whatever the buyout was officially, to get out of town. You have the COVID thing. You have the economic, the economic strain due to that. I think South Carolina is going to be looking for a quote-unquote deal, if you will. I mean, paying $3 million a year, is that really a deal? But I guess in SEC coaching circles, it is, which makes me think, again, I thought Shane Beamer was going to get the job before that even came out. But I think certainly South Carolina is going to go with the more financially what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say cheap. You know what I mean? I don't want to say cheap, but the more financially suitable option for them. And I think that will be the Shane Beamer option. Kind of interesting to me that Billy Napier will be asking for that much money, seeing he's never had an SEC coaching job. He's never had a big-time coaching job, and he wants $5 million a year, which was more than what Will Muschamp was making. So I don't know. Kind of tough for me to understand there. But, yeah, guys, right now, I mean, I would say, listen, from what I'm hearing, like I said, it sounds like the Board of Trustees wants to have, and Tanner and Castle and that entire crew, they want to have this decision made by Friday. And we're continuing to see support on social media. Tuesday afternoon, I saw Steven Garcia. I saw Patrick DeMarco. I saw Andrew Clifford, former Gamecocks quarterback. You continue to see these former players supporting and voicing their support for Shane Beamer. I think it was Chris Lowe of ESPN went on Paul Feinbaum and said he believes that Shane Beamer's the leader in the clubhouse. So, guys, again, right now, if I had to put my money on it, I think Shane Beamer's going to be the next head football coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks. I think it's almost inevitable at this point. I think it's pretty much a given. So take it for what it's worth. Again, that's just from what I'm hearing on my end, but I did want to update you guys because, again, I was going to today's show and I was like, you know what? Is there much to talk about outside of gambling? But I feel like I need to give my updated thoughts on the coaching search every single day because I feel like this thing is ever evolving. It's ever changing. That's what I'm hearing right now. And, again, if I had to put my money on it, I think Shane Beamer is going to be the next head football coach at the University of South Carolina. Now, whether you like that, you dislike that, you feel indifferent, whatever, I'm just telling you what I've heard and what I think. And, hey, maybe a guy like Neil Brown sneaks up and he becomes the lead candidate, or maybe it is Billy Napier, or maybe Chadwell, or maybe somebody else. But I think right now, most likely Shane Beamer is going to be the next head football coach at the University of South Carolina. So take it for what it is. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see. But I think we're going to know, guys, by the time we talk on this exact same show next week, on this Wednesday show next week, I think we're going to know who the head coach is, 110%. I think they want to go ahead and get this thing over with, get out ahead of it, let the new head coach, if that is Beamer, get on the recruiting trail, start to develop relationships, start to salvage something from this recruiting class. Because, again, you all know where you sit right now, 91st in the country, I think it is, or something. I mean, you've lost a ton of commits, which is going to happen when you fire your head coach. I mean, it's a given. We all know that. But, yeah, I think they want to go ahead and make that move and get it going. I just think right now, guys, Shane Beamer, I think, is the guy. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, a lot can change. These coaching searches are absolutely crazy, but that's what I'm hearing right now on my end. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the gambling stuff. Again, guys, this is the last week, unless South Carolina does make a bowl game, which they might. I don't know. But this is the last week of the regular season for the best bet, if nothing else. I think I'll probably continue to do SEC gambling picks because we have a couple more weeks SEC football with the SEC championship and these makeup games and all that other stuff. But the last week of the best bet in the regular season, kind of sad. We've had a good time, but let's get into it. Best bet for South Carolina, Kentucky, guys. And before we do, I do want to tell you about my friends over at Yardware because today's show is brought to you by our friends at Yardware. Yardware is a veteran-owned and operating company licensed by the University of South Carolina, selling must-have Carolina yard and wall signs. Guys, these signs are made out of 12-gauge laser-cut steel, and they come in both garnet and black. Guys, we have football season going on right now, but of course, basketball season is here. Christmas is right around the corner, guys. These signs are a must-have for any Gamecock fan in your life. I have mine in my studio. The quality, the detail is really what stands out with these things, guys. It's incredible. You can order yours today at yardwaresigns.com. Also, check them out on social media at yardwaresigns, but they're online at yardwaresigns.com. And guys, like I mentioned with pretty much every other business that sponsors the Spurs Up Show, they were founded by South Carolina alumni. So if you needed another reason, Gamecocks supporting Gamecocks, and these things are absolutely awesome. They're a must-have for any Gamecock fan. You can put them anywhere, your yard, your studio, your office, your man cave, your living room, dining room, wherever. It's a great piece to have. So again, if you do want to check them out, you want to get some pictures of the signs, see what they look like, at Yardware Signs on social media. Heck, you can check out some of my clips, my social media stuff. You guys see the sign all the time, I'm sure. At Yardware Signs, though, on social media. And order your sign today at yardwaresigns.com. That is yardwaresigns.com. All right, let's dive into the best bet. South Carolina, Kentucky, Gamecocks at 2-7, looking to salvage something in their last regular season game of the season as the Gamecocks travel to Lexington. Probably going to be kind of a bad weather game, another night game. Somehow South Carolina gets yet another night game. But the line in this one, I was honestly blown away, guys, when I saw that South Carolina was a double-digit underdog in Lexington. Listen, I understand that South Carolina has had their issues. I totally get it. But Kentucky has been a train wreck this year. I mean, they've just been awful. So for it to open up where it opened at 13 points shocked me. Since then, that line has come down. Money has come in on South Carolina. Okay, Gamecocks now just an 11.5-point underdog, but still a double-digit dog. Over-under set at 48.5. You know, as much as I just talked about the spread, you guys are thinking, oh, my God, look at this guy. As much as I just talked about the spread, though, I take a look at this South Carolina team. And I take a look at the team that I watched against Georgia, and then Mike Bobo updating on Tuesday. Ernest Jones will be out for this game. J.J. Ningbari will also be out. when you think of what South Carolina is dealing with on the defensive side of the football, I got fooled last week. I thought the under was the best play. Absolutely was not. The Gamecocks can't stop a nosebleed. And there's a reason for that. Again, you've got like two of your starters, your day one starters that are playing. Everybody else is a backup. So when you look at what the Gamecocks are dealing with on the defensive side, and I think offensively, South Carolina will be able to move the football. I think Kevin Harris does hit the 1,000-yard mark. I think Luke Doty. I think the running game is going to be the main focus for South Carolina because the strength of the Kentucky defense is the secondary. So I think South Carolina is going to be stingy in the run. I think they're going to focus on the run. And then on the Kentucky side of things, mobile quarterbacks have always given South Carolina trouble. And Terry Wilson certainly fits that bill. And that's if South Carolina had everybody, all of their guys on defense. You're just so depleted on the defensive side. You think to yourself, maybe because of inclement weather, it might snow. It's going to be really cold. Maybe this is a game that's a low-scoring, hard-fought game. I think it is a hard-fought game, but I do think we see points in this football game. Give me the over 48.5 in this game. 48.5 is just such a low total. I think this game, one of the two teams will get in the 30s in this one. And I think South Carolina puts together a spirited performance offensively. I'm not sure. I haven't made my decision on my prediction. So I'm not saying South Carolina is going to win by any means, but I think this is a back and forth game, at least for a while, at least going in the fourth quarter. I think both teams will find ways to score in different ways. I love the over 48.5 in this game. Hammer the over in Lexington on Saturday night. So that's my pick for best bet. Over 48.5 when South Carolina takes on Kentucky at Kroger Field. I almost forgot the name of the stadium there. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the SEC Gambling Picks. SEC Gambling Picks presented to you by our friends over at MyBookie. Guys, MyBookie, between the NFL, college football, college basketball, there's no shortage of games to watch. And with thousands of lines available in all your favorite sports and events, you can turn your game day into payday with MyBookie. Now, if you're the type of person that likes to back the big favorites, consider putting a couple in a parlay for a much bigger payout. Now, not only do parlays make meaningless games exciting, but more importantly, they give you a chance to turn ordinary bets into a real moneymaker. And guys, of course, don't forget the underdogs, right? They have a ton of value. The thing about college football, the NFL, college basketball especially, guys, the underdogs are never really dogs, right? Every team truly has a chance to win, and you do as well. Game spreads, championship futures, and player prop bets. It's never too late to get on the action, start turning your sports knowledge into actual cash in your wallet. Guys, you can sign up today at mybookie.ag, and when you do, use the promo code Gamecocks to claim a deposit match, dollar for dollar, all the way up to $1,000. Guys, it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win. It's a bonus designed to give you a little help and a head start on your winning season. So, guys, again, that's promo code Gamecocks. Promo code Gamecocks for you to claim your bonus when you make your deposit. Stat UFC cards, college basketball, college football, NFL, all the major sports and more. Sign up today to begin your winning season exclusively at MyBookie. All right, guys, let's dive in the SEC Gambling Picks. And, man, my SEC, I don't know what's had a worse season this year, South Carolina or my gambling picks. 1-5 last week. We now sit at 25-30 overall. Excruciatingly bad. You can't sugarcoat it. It's been awful. I've had 2 bad weeks this season that have just crushed me. I had like a 1-7 week and then went 1-5 last week, and it's just killed me. So 25-30 overall. We need a clean sweep, guys. We need a clean sweep of the board. There's no other way to put it. And we're going to start on the Plains at Auburn. Texas A&M going to Auburn. A&M a 6.5-point favorite. The over-under set at 49.5. This one really surprising because I know Auburn's played some better football. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I'm starting to buy in on A&M, and for them to only be a touchdown favorite and not even, that shocked me. Give me A&M minus 6.5. I think Auburn's a solid team. I know it's in Auburn, but I'm starting to buy the Texas A&M hype. I think they finally got this thing figured out under Jimbo Fisher, and I think they beat Auburn by double digits on Saturday. Give me A&M minus 6.5. Let's go to Columbia, Missouri, Arkansas taking on the Tigers. Mizzou a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under set at 51.5. Points. There would be points scored in this football game on Saturday. Over 51.5. How about the job Sam Pittman's done, by the way, at Arkansas? Just incredible. It just goes to show coaching matters. It goes to show that coaching matters. I think both teams score over 51.5 in that football game. Florida at Tennessee. What a great rivalry this used to be right now. Tennessee is a complete joke. Florida minus 16.5. Over-under set at 61.5. I took the under last week in the Florida game and people balked at it. I'm doing the same yet again. 61.5, not because I don't think Florida will score, but I don't think Tennessee's going to have a day at all offensively. And they're just a complete mess. I think Florida gets a comfortable win under 61.5, though I think it stays under the total. Vandy at Georgia. Georgia, a 35.5 point favorite, I should say. Over-under set at 52.5. So, guys, I messed up on the Vandy game last week because my website was telling me Vandy was a 1.5 point favorite when they were actually a 15-point underdog. So that just goes to show you, I don't know, maybe just double-check your sources or double-check your websites or whatever it is. But anyways, Vandy, a 5-touchdown underdog in this game. And, guys, I hate to say it, I don't think it's enough. I got the dogs covering 35.5. I think they absolutely roll. Vandy just fired Derek Mason, and they're absolutely terrible. Georgia will destroy the Vanderbilt Commodores between the hedges. And finally, Alabama at LSU. Boy, what a difference a year makes. I mean, LSU, I think, was favored in this game, or maybe it was really close, and LSU gets the win, wins the national title. They now find themselves as a 29.5 point underdog to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Over-under set at 67.5. Bama will run away with this one. I think they beat the absolute brakes off of LSU. They want revenge, but I'm not taking the spread. I think 29.5 is really, really big. Over 67.5, though. I think the total hits over easily. I wouldn't surprise me to see Bama hit 50 points on their own. So I think Bama gets their revenge, but the over 67.5 in that game, to me, that's the best bet by far in that game when Alabama takes on LSU in Baton Rouge. So again, guys, that's my best bet. That's my SEC gambling picks. That's going to do it for me here on a Wednesday, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And lastly, guys, again, thank you so much for the love, for the support, for making November such a success. And I'm truly excited for the future successes that come in December and, of course, in the year 2021 for the Spurs Up Show, for the business, for the content, and beyond, guys. Thank you again so much. We'll talk again tomorrow.